if you want to head on it and see if you can see my screen. Finding an introduction. I don't get that. I don't understand why. No matter. You getting on my stream?
Yep.
Let me know when you're on.
I'm on it.
Okay. So you see my screen right now?
Yep.
Okay, let me know when you're done reading it, and I'll move down, okay? So that's what I just read to you, though. I don't understand why though, Dad.
Probably got sent in by mistake.
Hmm?
Probably got sent in by mistake. Sometimes you'll send something out, let's say to someone, and it gets mass copied to people that don't even, not even on the list.
Yep.
Did he do anything different?
No, just he's trying. Thing is, he's wondering because if he declines it, he's wondering if he declines it, is that gonna make him stop? Like, he's not gonna be allowed to play Fortnite or any other Epic games.
What call information? Oh, that's your customer service?
That's the website. You have to go on the website.
Yeah.
Are you done reading that?
Yep. This dumb. I don't know.
Okay, so I mean, informal resolution. I don't think you need this part. Oh, actually, yeah. I noticed a dispute. You will send your notice of dispute to what? If you have an issue that our customer support can resolve, starting arbitration. Get resolution control costs all over. And it begins with good faith effort to negotiate any dispute between us. Let me know when I can move down. Oh, you know what I think is not bad?
What?
How many times do you report a player for hacking, huh? In the past 30 days, how many times have you done it? Or just reported someone in general? At least over 50 maybe, right?
I'll say less than that.
Okay, how many times in 1 week? Like, from today, from Friday last week to today, or to yesterday, so Thursday last week to yesterday.
Like 4 times.
4 times in 7 days. Okay. Small claim score. I think it, because what it's basically saying, it just, if you want to proceed with, like, to help resolve, to resolve
But what
the
is
dispute.
the license? Is that like a license to play the game?
No, what I think it is just a license that they can, license that, you agreed when you first started playing to resolve any problem with the Epic Games without having to actually go to court.
So what do I do? Accept it or decline it?
Let me see the screenshot again. Yeah, just decline. Okay, good.
Well, I can't play Fortnite now.
What? What do you mean?
Because it said sign in again, or log in, and it brought me back to the same page.
Close application, restart it.
It's still gonna say it. This just makes no sense.
Okay, so if it does the same thing, just section. Now if we go section
I think my sound just literally just died.
section 12.
Oh my god!
What?
It did it again.
What, asking you?
Yep. I'm just not gonna fucking play. This is bullshit.
Oh, I'm gonna play.
I'm not gonna accept that you go to fucking stupid clip for an anime game. Fuck that.
to agree to arbitrate. If an in-person hearing is required, the hearing will take place either in Wake County, North Carolina, or where you reside, and it's your choice. The arbitrator, not a judge or jury, will resolve the dispute, unless you and Epic Games otherwise. Any decision or award will include a written statement stating the decision of each claim and the basis for the award, including the arbitrator's essential factual and legal findings and conclusions. The arbitrator may only award legal or equitable remedies that are requested by you or Epic to satisfy one of our individual claims. And then in brackets, that the arbitrator determines are supported by credible, relevant evidence. Close bracket. The arbitrator may not award relief against Epic respecting any person other than you. Any decision or award may be enforced as a final judgment by any court of competent jurisdiction, or, if applicable, application may be made to such court for judicial acceptance of any award and an order of enforcement. Okay. In such situations, Epic will help with your fees to hopefully get us to a resolution quickly and fairly. Yeah, and the dispute if the dispute involves $10,000 or less, Epic will pay all of the jam's costs, including the fees you otherwise would have been required to pay. If the above doesn't apply to you, but you demonstrate the arbitration costs will be prohibitive compared to litigation costs, Epic will pay as much of your jam's costs as the arbitrator finds is necessary to prevent arbitration from being cost prohibitive, in brackets, as compared to the cost of litigation, close brackets. Even if Epic wins the arbitration, the applicable law or the JAMS rules allow Epic to seek our portion of the JAMS fees from you. We won't. The fee assistance offered above is contingent upon you bringing the arbitration claim in good faith. If the arbitrator finds you brought an arbitration claim against Epic or for an improper purpose, frivolously, or without a sufficient pre-claim investigation into the facts or applicable law, then the payment of all fees will be governed by the JAMS rules. Epic won't seek our attorney's fees or expenses from you in any arbitration, even if the law or the JAMS rules entitle us to do so. If you choose to be presented by an attorney, you will pay your own attorney's fees and costs unless the applicable law provides otherwise. Oh my Jesus Christ, so much. Your 30-day right to opt out. You have the right to opt out of and not be bound by the arbitration and class action waiver provisions set forth in this agreement. To exercise this right, you must send a written notice of your decision to the following address: Epic Games Inc. Legal Department, ATTN Arbitration Opt-Out, Box 254, 2474 Walnut Street, Cary, North Carolina, 27518, USA. Your notice must include your name, mailing address, and account name you use while playing Fortnite, and state that you do not wish to resolve disputes with Epic through arbitration. To be effective, this notice must be postmarked or deposited within 30 days of the date on which you first accepted this agreement, unless a longer period is required by applicable law. Otherwise, you will be bound to arbitrate disputes in accordance with the section. So just accept and then opt out afterwards.
What do you mean?
So, accept it, okay? But then afterwards, like later tonight or tomorrow morning, the software is a commercial item. Oh wait. Content: any virtual items, virtual environments such as islands or other content that Epic makes available for you to access or download through or in connection with the software, and expressly includes licensed music and UGC that has been licensed to us by our users. Epic means depending on the location of your primary residence. What? Epic. Okay.
So do what? This makes no sense.
So.
Notice postmark.
Yeah. So accept it. If it's giving you the option again, accept it. But then, give me a second. I'm gonna go back up. Yeah. So, if you accept today, you have 30 days from today, once you accept it, to opt out. So what you're gonna have to do is, to exercise this right, you must send a written notice. So you just have to basically type up saying, a written notice saying that, and okay, sorry, let me restart that. So from the date you accept it, which is today, when you do, you have 30 days to type up a letter saying, just written notice saying why you decided to opt out. Could be any reason, and then you just mail it to that address, of your decision to the following address, and you have to put that address, and you also have to have, you have to include your name, your real life name, mailing address, and the account name that you use for Fortnite.
Talk to his parents first. Tell him about his parents
first. To be effective, this notice must must be postmarked or deposited within 30 days of the date on which you first accepted this agreement, unless a longer period is required by applicable law. Otherwise, you will be bound to arbitrate disputes in accordance with the section. Okay, you are responsible for ensuring that Epic receives your opt-out notice, so you may wish to send it by a means that provides a delivery receipt. If you opt out of these arbitration provisions, Epic will not be bound by them with respect to disputes with you. So you accept. Okay, so you accept it. Then you write in a few days or tomorrow, whatever. You write up saying why you decide to opt out, and then mail it to that address. And make sure that it comes with when you mail it to them at that address, and you have your name, your mailing address, and your name you play your Epic Game, your Fortnite account with. You have to make sure that when you send it out, you get a receipt when you send it out. So if they say we didn't receive anything, you just show them the receipt.
It's like a tracking label.
You understand on that?
So I have to mail out a letter to them.
Yeah, you have to accept it. Accept it, okay. Then, in a few days, well, you have 30 days to do this, okay? But you mail out a letter explaining, just saying, hold on. I don't know why. Okay, I think, alright, let's go back. You have the right to opt out of. You have the right to opt out of and not to be bound by the arbitration and class action waiver provisions set forth in this agreement. So, to exercise this right, you must send written notice of your decision. So just say, I decide to opt out of this dispute of the arbitration. So basically saying I opt out of the arbitration loss thing, and then mail it to that address with your real life name, mailing address of where you live, and then the account you use for Fortnite, and that's it. Because they can't do anything if you accept it and then opt out. And if they want you to continue playing, they're not going to stop you from opting out.
Then you go on Facebook and badmouth them.
What?
Then you go on Facebook and badmouth them and say you're bullying a 13-year-old. Okay?
Yeah. You understand on that?
No?
Were you even paying attention to what I said?
That's just stupid.
Okay, so now go on my stream for a second. To go back on it. So, because after you accept it, okay, well, you can do it anytime within the 30 days. To find the address again, what you're gonna have to do is you back on my stream. Oh. No man. Okay, there you are. Okay, so whenever you want afterwards, you pause it. Well, pause it. You press options, and you see the little eye that's right here on the right hand side. You press X. Then you go down all the way to to 12, but it's gonna be 12 what is it? Did I pass it? No, it's here. And then you go to 12.6. Okay. Where it says your 30-day right to opt out. And that's just, and you use that, you just take the address on there. And that's it. So just accept it, and then you just write him a letter saying that you opt out. Send it to that address, including your real life name, your address, and then or the address you're living at, and then your account name that you play Fortnite with. That's it. That's basically all you have to do. I'm eating cheesecake again, no man. What that?
Yep. So all I gotta do is write them a letter.
Just letting them know what you decided, which is I decided to opt out. Mail it, but in that letter you have to have your name, your real life name, your address that you're living at, and then the account name you use for Fortnite, and you mail it to that address. And make sure when you send it that the post office gives you the tracking number for your letter, so you know when it arrives, so that you have proof that, look, I sent it this day, and you can't say anything because I sent it in this day to ship it to you guys. That's it.
So all I have to do is get a piece of paper saying, freaking, I decided to opt out because of what? I didn't want to go to court.
Yeah. You just.
And that's it. And I think
and add those three things that you, and add the three things you have to have in there, which I said, and then make sure you have, and go over the address, so you marked it, you write it down properly, and then at the post office when you go to pay, and you go to give it to them, ask them to give you the tracking number for the letter, so you can know where it is at all times. And it's also proof that you sent it in before the 30 days was up, in case anything happens to it. But you have proof that, look, I sent it in before the 30 days was up, something happened to it, but I have proof. And they can't take you to court now, because you already opt out. What is that?
You bought cookies. You know where they are?
No, I don't.
It's probably put in his room, but once and you lifted them off.
Yeah, I'll check. Yo, no matter your life.
No.
So, just accept it. Because you said that when you declined it, it asked you just log back in, right?
Yep.
But then, what'd you do? You press circle, and it brought you. Did it ask you to log in, and you were able to, like, you had the chance to type in your email and all that, or did it bring you straight back to the sign notice?
Back to the notice.
Okay, so it didn't give you a chance to type in your email address and your password. So just accept it and then do what it said, and also I told you what it says. So, and what they say. That's probably what most people can do anyways. They're gonna accept and opt out. Luckily, I haven't gotten that yet, so. Yeah. So just accept it, nomad. Accept it so we can play, please.
I feel like I'm putting my life in a situation that I'm not.
You're not putting your life in any situation, nomad.
Well, I feel like this is worse.
It's gonna have somewhere in the cheesecake to do.
Nomad. I think the cheesecake fumes a gang to your head. It's not, and nothing's bad's gonna happen if you opt out.
Yeah, but what happens if it messes up and they don't get it? I don't know it.
That's why, Nomad. You send the letter to opt out, okay? But when you pay to give it to the post office, you ask for them to please give you the tracking number that they're gonna put on the letter.
Do a service for it for like an extra charge.
What's that?
You might have to do an extra charge, like for registered mail or express mail.
How much freaking
The
money
2-day thing. So this way, you pay. Let's say instead of 75 cents for a stamp, you pay maybe $3, but you get a stamp and it gives you a number so you can track.
Or no, man. It depends on, like, if it's just a letter, it shouldn't be what if it's that more than $3.
No, if it's a letter, if he just throws it in the mail, it'll be like just a stamp. But if he goes and he says, "Look, I need to have a tracking number to tell, okay, this is what it's going to be," it might be like $3.
Okay.
And then this way he has proof.
Okay, so what my dad said was, because you won't have to pay anything if you just put a stamp on the envelope with the letter inside, and you give it to them. But when you go to give it to them, instead of having can you have a stamp too, or no? Dad?
Yeah, they'll put the stamp on.
Okay.
But it's going to be like a two-day service or 3-day mail service.
Okay. So when you bring the envelope to the post office, you ask them to tell them that you need a tracking number on it, and it's gonna be like maybe $3 instead of 75 cents or just a regular stamp. It's gonna be like $3 maybe, because it's gonna be an express mail, so it's gonna be sent quicker to them, and you have the tracking number for proof they sent it.
And it proves right away when you sent it.
So they can't do anything if something happens to that letter, but you have proof because you have the tracking number,
They can't do anything.
and it's going to say the date with your receipt. They can't do anything to you,
And
so you're fine.
You can call that number, the tracking number, right?
Yeah.
To see when it's received, if it has been received with that number. It'll say parcel being delivered.
Okay.
'Cause I've done that before.
Okay.
Permit.
Okay. Okay, no man.
Time I use it when I have to register my carrying permit.
Am I just so live?
No different.
I don't even think I have any.
Cheesecake.
Oh my god.
Where my cookies at?
Oh my god, what? You don't think you have what? You don't have any what, no man?
Anything to mail it in?
You can. When your parents go to the bank, okay, Nomad. When your parents go to the bank, ask them, ask your parents to grab an envelope for you from the bank, and that's it. It's just a normal envelope. Can't you get an envelope at the post office, anyways?
Yeah, you can. You go with the letter and say, look, I need to mail this, but I need it already. Sometimes they might have the envelopes already prepared.
Yeah. So actually, you know what? No matter what's better, when you you get everything ready, okay, with the letter ready, then you go to the post office and tell them, I need an envelope with the tracking number on it, please. And my dad said sometimes they might have the envelope with the tracking number ready, already prepared.
Oh, I don't know.
Because there's like special envelopes saying priority mail or whatever.
What do you mean? What if you don't go there? You mean if
I can't go.
to the post office?
Yes.
Then you.
If I change it.
Oh my god. So you're just gonna have. You're just not gonna have basic proof of it. You're not gonna have proof of it, so you just send it in like that
So
normally.
I have to go. I can't just like.
Well, if you want to have proof that you sent it,
Well, how far does it have to go from this house?
I don't know. About how far is the closest post office to your house?
Where does it have to be in the States compared to where he is in the States?
Well,
Like a foot away.
You know what? I just thought of something.
What?
Something from stupid or what?